After that bittersweet 2022 preview from Rare, it has really got me thinking about the potential of adventures. With the death of Arena looming, it looks like Rare will be shifting towards PvE focused content. Although, is that really the case? I mean, who's to say the new adventures will just be PvE only? Mike Chapman's quote about how adventures would work really intrigued me.
We've heard the feedback about our previous live events, and for us this is about making them a key part of the ongoing Sea of Thieves story. The best way to think about it is that seasons and the content within is now going to be explained by part of this story. The adventures and the mystery collectively form the ongoing Sea of Thieves storyline, with players at the heart of that unfolding narrative.
He straight up tells us that we'll be responsible for how the story progresses. This has never happened before, as we're always just working for the good guys, be it Ramsey, Grace or Pendragon. We have no real agency in the matter. This goes against the freedom offered by the Sea of Thieves, where we've always just worked with the heroes because they're deemed just and right. Here's where I think it's going to get interesting. I think Rare are going to make it so we have to eventually pick a side to fight for. Now, this could just be adventures that are PvE focused with multiple choices. They may measure which ending crews choose and see which one is more popular, then choose that path to take in the story, but that doesn't meld well with the player interaction of Sea of Thieves. I personally do think they will make some PvP centered adventures, or even those new ways to play will come into this in Season 7. We know from the Flameheart teasers that Junior is talking about how they, possibly us, will be able to drink from the Chalice of Resurrection to become a Servant of the Flame. I would love to see this evolve into a permanent choice, where the conflict between Ramsey and Flameheart will escalate into a full-scale war, which will put players at the heart of it, just like Mike Chapman said. In enters the war for the Sea of Thieves. I think these first 4 adventures, Shrouded Islands and the 3 we'll be getting in Season 6, will be a straight line to bring Flameheart back into his physical form, to lead his armies against Bell and Ramsey. We'll get some lore, some cool PvE and some cool set pieces, but I don't think these will be PvP focused. I could be wrong. Season 7 rolls around and then players will have to make a choice which cannot be reversed. At least without a hefty toll. Players can either choose to keep their legendary status and stay as a member of Athena's Fortune with access to the tavern, or choose to side with Flameheart where they'll lose access to the tavern but gain a new hideout under the Reaper's hideout. I would argue this could be temporary until the conflict is over, although depending how the story goes, there may not be one of the sides remaining. When you choose to do this, you can't switch sides unless you pay a large fine for leaving, which I think should be priced about 1 million gold. I see that Rare is returning to exclusive cosmetics with adventures, so I think if this does end up happening, each side will have a unique set too. I for one are very in favour of them, and this returns to the year 1 philosophy of not being able to get everything, and if you switch sides too, you lose your cosmetics, so no gaming in the system. I originally thought a faction war would be done best as an emissary ledger of sorts, where you would earn value for doing stuff for your faction, but with adventures this can be so much more dynamic. Bringing PvP into the mix would be really healthy for the game, and making players a part of the battles to come. So, for instance, one adventure could have players having to defend a specific area. Say, Pirate Legends will have to defend Thieves Haven, and the Servants of the Flame would have to try and capture the Reaper's chests from them. If they manage to get them back to the Reaper's hideout within a certain time, they gain points towards winning that adventure. On the other hand, if they fail and are sunk, then Pirate Legends can earn a point for it. Each time a crew will enter on a server, there'll be a mad dash to the location once it is started. Obviously, this would have some issues as a one-off adventure. This would require rival sides that are willing to PvP to be on the same server at the same time and willing to take part in said adventure. Although, it would fulfill the goal of players taking part in the faction war. Another thing that would lend itself really well would be Reaper runs. These are simply voyages that can be implemented as a side activity for the faction war, where if you complete them or steal them from another crew, you'll get points towards your faction during the period it's available. I think something that would be really ambitious would be a mini arena style combat encounter in the Sea of the Damned. This would involve crews voting on a voyage, then sailing to the nearest portal, which will allow players to matchmake against a rival faction. Once matchmaking is complete, this will be a capture the chest style game mode, but in the Sea of the Damned. Rare could place it in one of the fortresses coming in Season 6. Players will have to fight it out to either capture the chest and take it through the portal, or sink the other ship. It would be an amazing replacement for Arena while making use of portals and allow us to experience PvP in a new setting, while putting players at the heart of the story. The biggest problem with a faction war is that it might split crews apart if they pick different sides. My crew has had this discussion, and it looks like we're split down the middle on who we'd side with, so this is certainly interesting. I think crews should be able to sail together outside of these adventures, but for the actual adventures, you would need to have a crew that's all on the same side. It would only be temporary, and solos or players with multiples of people could always find a full crew on one side to play this with. Some would also say that this is limiting, well we've always been able to join any faction before, to which I say that we need a permanent choice, or at least changing your mind has consequences, essentially to make it more meaningful and immersive. I for one love exclusive cosmetics in the game, but I know a lot of you don't. Maybe it's time for Rare to return to their day one philosophy where not everyone is entitled to every cosmetic ever. I would love a Ghost Curse for Pirate Legends to show their dedication to Ramsey, and a Skeleton Curse for Reapers to show their dedication to Flameheart. It's 2 curses people really want, and I'm going to be a bastard and suggest that you can only have 1. Circling back to adventures, I think they certainly have great PvP potential. I also think this will be one of the few times PvP is actually incorporated into the main story. I'm looking forward to see how us players will shape the world of Sea of Thieves, but I also hope player interaction will be integrated well, as this is a pirate game after all. Besides, the fact we have to make choices will be cool enough, as I have a feeling Rare won't make everyone so black and white when it comes to morality. I have a feeling we might see Flameheart as a more tragic character, rather than a mustache twirling evil guy. I mean, we've already seen that he has a soft side based on his backstory. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please make sure you drop a like and subscribe, and tell me how you feel in the comments about this. We've got more discussions, lore and concepts coming in the run up to Season 6. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.